14 TP, 14 TP, I'm so fast you can see me. I grew up in normal Chicago called JTG. Playing as much as my heads reply 110 TP. I'm just a normal guy, I'm not a hoster mod. But if I got enough, I will tell you that I would. Evening comes and I rally for the Bonple match. Sit in the 14 and I look outside of my hatch. I looked at Turret and I joined the Bonple Discord call.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yapkosota, the podcast where we break down the meta, the drama, the history of Roblox Girls and Panzer community. I'm your host, Fam, and today we have the man Shrack on the show. Hello, Shrack.
Hello, my viewers. Hello, Junior. How's it popping today?
It's pretty good. Been a long day, but I'm glad I'm home now. What about you, Shrack?
I'm doing good. It's almost Friday.
It is almost Friday. Oh, it's Tuesday still for the people listening to this podcast, but it's almost Friday.
They don't need to know it. You know, they have a saying. Wednesday is hump day. You get over it's only downhill towards Saturday. So I'm in a good mood right now. Now
Well,
let's get this party going.
you viewers probably already know the formula by now, despite there only being one episode before this, well, 2 episodes. But I have a list of questions I'm going to ask Shrack here, and he's going to hopefully answer all of them. Shall we get started then, Shrack?
Let's get going.
Just really quickly, for people that don't really know you, how would you introduce yourself?
So I am Shroche, sometimes known as Shrack, Glide ones. I have many names, but I prefer Shrack. So I am Shrack. I'm from Latvia. I've been in community for about, 3 years, maybe 4. It's been quite some time. I started in Bonple. I've been many officer positions in like many schools. I've been vice commander in Bonple, commander in Jatko, vice commander in USST, all that stuff. So if there's a school, I've probably been in it. I've probably been an officer. I've probably won some matches in there. What else do you need to know about me?
Oh,
I have 3 tournaments, not to flex.
oh,
Yeah. Very hardly earned, and I'm hoping I can get a 4th this year.
me too, Shrack, because you're my vice commander. Um,
Me too, bro.
you mentioned that you were a commander in Jatkosota. How was it?
I'll be honest, the first 3 weeks were horrible. I remember it was me hosting trainings. Guess how many people showed up? Me! Sometimes you showed up, but that was like once in the blue moon. You were still busy with like school and something. I can't blame you. GUP isn't as important as life. But for me in that moment, it was pretty important to prove myself. So I hosted trainings almost daily, 90% rejoins. And after the first 3 weeks, some people gave my recognition. Some people recognize, Jatko has a potential. People like P joined, people like Diesel joined, Storm even joined. I was so surprised Mr. Storm joined. He DMs me one day. Hey, I want to be in Jatko. I want to play in a T26, and I want to sit in the bush all day. You fine with that? And now he was in Jatko. Yeah, about that I'm really surprised to this day. And after I accepted him, I saw him typing some stuff in general chat in GUP. He said some stuff along like, I've decided to spread my legs a little bit for Jatkosota. And I think that's the best thing he has ever said.
I think he just joined the Jatkosota because he was tired of BCL being retarded. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. You'll never know because he's not around anymore.
I have a feeling he just wanted to switch up the playstyle. BCF was always known for like standing still. Jatko was known for doing the exact opposite.
Yeah. What would you consider, right, during when you were a commander? What was your lowest point? And how did you resolve it?
Lowest point? Honestly, there were no low points. Aside like the first 3 weeks where I was struggling all by myself until I find some like decent players, some decent officers who could help me out in matches, like co-host, help me command a few new people. The few ones we got. The only low point realistically was like the activity problem in the first like month. Other than that, it was all sunshine, strawberries, and rainbows.
Until the Fire Nation attacked. Yeah. He got banned. Or officer banned. Low
Well,
key
the
though.
officer ban was quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
To this day, I still think that's pretty silly what happened. I'm not here to argue it, but my opinion is that's pretty silly. I think that was quite a nothing burger with no toppings on it. But that's my opinion, and that's the past, and I can't do anything about it.
It is what it is, and just recently you got it lifted, quote unquote. So at least that,
Almost got unlifted.
almost. Don't worry about it though. We got it all under control. After you got basically forced to step down from the commander position, and you gave it to Yoko, right? Now that you're watching from the sidelines and reminiscing, looking into the past, what do you think about Yoko and Pansy, and then me, of course, in terms of commanding or just maintaining the school in general?
Yoko, although I would have done things way differently, but I can't blame the guy. I pretty much stuffed the CEO position into his hands, and I said, have fun, deal with it. There wasn't really anyone else I could give it either to. Like you, I'll be real. From what I saw before when you gave me CEO, it was rough.
It was
Three
very
people at
rough.
most, four counting me when I volunteered. But for Yoko, uh, I think he was a little bit too soft. He didn't have like the iron fist I would want him to have.
And to be
He
fair,
made some.
when
Go on.
when you made him CEO, he was like what 3 months old in the community. He was fresh, bro.
Yeah, like 3, 4 months. But he was the only person with potential I saw in Jatko. And the only person with a mic who could somewhat command. The only person actually who listens to orders. And I saw some potential in him, and he did somewhat deliver on it. So I can't really be like upset. He's the only person like I actually trusted, and he paid back somewhat.
I think he it was also really rough at the start, like for the first few months at least. Not necessarily because of inactivity or anything like that. Most of the guys that you had, they stuck around for a little while, but after seeing that you weren't in anymore and Yoko was kind of quote unquote bad at leading, they like, just kind of left for their own schools. But after we got our own new students, and you know, me and Yoko, we had kind of some beef together at the very start because I didn't agree with how things were going, and he didn't give a fuck. And we got to a mutual understanding, and ever since I was smooth sailing. So I can agree, he did pretty well.
Pansy, okay, Pansy, if you're listening to me, I am lying. Okay, for anyone who isn't Pansy, I am quite disappointed. You know, although people might call me like an anti-Asian, like you hate Asian people, but I believe you can only unite two time zones while have the school active. For example, you can't host a training that's gonna include all three people of time zones. You can host in either NA EU, EU Asia, or Asia NA. And I believe the EU NA people, they work for me. If I host like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. EST, that works for both of us. But Pansy decided to try to combine all three, and it didn't work out. He got many people who were quite unqualified. He didn't teach them properly. And the matches in general were very horrid. What was it, like a 20 match losing streak right now?
It's a 21 match, yeah.
Oh
Until
my god.
the Asia guys won against Bonple, I think.
And even that win, would I really count it? I don't think so. It was two Bonple people who weren't even Asian, I'm pretty sure.
A win is a win. I'm just saying, a win is a win.
So we skipping the battle, bro.
Yeah.
So what else? Fancy just had no control over the school at all. He just did something when he felt like it. He was very like inconsistent. The matches, the matches just made no sense. Jatko is like very strong on peer, but for some reason he just hosted maps that like were at strong disadvantage for us. Just many decisions I would never make.
Well,
You, well, you've been CEO for what, like 3 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
Something like that. You know, my impression of you isn't fully developed yet, but you are the best Yakko has had in years, okay? I'll say that much.
Oh,
Ain't a very high bar, but you are amazing, I'll tell you that much.
thank you,
You
dude,
post
thank you.
you post very good medium. You try to get new people. The people we have currently, for example, Cole, Franek, who else am I missing out? Ninja. You know, they aren't like amazing, like perfect players, but like they are showing improvement, and that's thanks to you. You are like somewhat. helping them to keep engaged, keeping them engaged. Yeah, that's the word. And honestly, they have potential to be great players and actually play in the tournament roster. And if they keep up as they are, they will. That's pretty much all I've seen from USCO for now.
We'll see a few weeks from now how things will go, especially during the tournament or preseason and also during the season. Hopefully, it won't be too hectic. Hopefully, you
Oh,
have
it's gonna
more
be raw.
students by then, because I don't think what 5 people, you, me, and the students will be enough. Of course, we have officers, but they're NA, and I don't think we can count on them too much on coming to the
No, not really.
tournament matches. It is what it is. If anything, we'll have to work with what we have. Am I right?
Yeah. Point.
But since you commented on me teaching the students, what about you? What were your tactics to actually teach the students how to play the Jatkosota loadout? Because I've mentioned it in the podcast with Yoko and also a future podcast, Rink, um, that yeah, Yakusoda's loadout, right? It's not very forgiving compared to other more mainstream loadouts like Kuro or Saunders or Pravda. How did you teach the newer students how to use our loadout?
Okay, honestly, many people like try to spam like instructional trainings, but I have a slightly different philosophy. I believe you learned how to play the game by playing the game. So what I used to do was make joint matches, meaning joint trainings. We usually did, I think it was Anzio and Pravda maybe. Either way, we had two schools we joined with a lot, and I just threw them into battle, followed them around, correct them where they need to be corrected, and I like joint trainings because I also, as a commander, can learn how to fully command a full team. Like you're simulating a full battle, a full match is actually gonna happen instead of like shooting like some random balls on the wall, which I believe it can be helpful if you're like if you were born yesterday, but I think simulating a real battle is gonna be the most beneficiary, and it's also like the most entertaining. Okay. I'll be real. I don't think anyone wants to sit and listen to me talk like for 1 hour about like shooting balls and like turning the gun. Like, of course, I'll teach it in the middle of the battle, if you're like fully stuck or something. But that's just my philosophy.
Yeah, my philosophy in general is that it should be a mix of the two. Of course, more practical training like joint trainings and skirmishes than instructionals. But I really do think that an instructional here and there is pretty useful, especially with the people nowadays. Right, their attention span's quite short, and
Need to jiggle some keys, bro.
yeah, and it's we find it quite obvious what to do since we've been around for years and years, right? But with the newer players, you don't really realize until you actually start teaching them that they're kind of clueless.
Okay, so about the teaching part, I never hosted like instructional trainings, but like for many students, I offered like, listen, I can teach you one-on-one right now. I have time. Let's do it right now. I'll teach you all the basics, all the things you need to know, what to watch out for, some callouts. Like if the students were like responding, they actually want to learn, then I'll do it. But if the person like throws me a fucking cold shoulder, well then you're on your own. Like if a person needs to want to learn, so I can teach them.
Yeah.
And those instructional trainings, I don't know. I don't feel like they're listening to me half the time. I do those.
Yeah, it's like there's a difference, right? Because if you're just standing there shooting at balls, okay, why do this? Just have an actual skirmish and shoot at actual tanks, right? But having training, like instructional trainings where uh, you don't have the threat of being shot at is quite beneficial when you're trying to teach them call outs or situational awareness, right? There are things that you have to learn in game, of course, but I really do think that when you're in a match of some kind or just under constant threat, a lot of these things just go from one ear out the other, you know.
Well, some people just have a hollow head, you know.
You're right. You're right. In the recent past, right? There were a lot of people that joined that had like heightened egos, right? Because Jatkosota is what most people would consider uh, a lone wolf type of
high
skill,
skill,
high skill.
low quantity. There we go.
Yeah, and how did you manage these players, right? Because I really didn't.
Honestly, it was hard to manage them. There were some special faces. P was hard to manage. Joey especially. Oh my god, he got me so much controversy. Bro, I scheduled a match against STG once, never again. And it's not because like they were annoying. It was because of Joey, bro.
Joey fucked it all up, bro. Joey fucked that all up.
Yes, bro. Spamming a certain letter, it leads to some problems. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I remember that match up to this day. It's really hard though to
True.
manage these players' egos because either you fuck up royally and they ruin your life for the rest of your career, or they just leave, and that's the better outcome of it.
That's the better option.
If you were to redo your command right all over again from day one, what would you change about it?
Honestly, from my perspective, I I don't think I'd change a thing. I think I would find another vice commander aside you to
What?
keep some things in check. Honestly, yes. Listen, if it works, it works.
You're right.
Like, find two vice commanders. I don't mean to replace you, but like find another one.
Hey,
Nah, I want you gone. I don't like you anymore.
fuck.
Yeah, it's over for you. But honestly, if it worked, don't fix it.
You're right, but what about not getting off Fisherman?
Oof, yeah, bro. Next topic.
Next topic. Okay, okay. Well,
Yo, skip that.
um, a lot of people in the community, right? They consider you as the best player. What's your secret?
My secret: attend trainings. Don't overdo it. Uh, get information. Honestly, my belief is information is way more important than shooting an enemy. Because listen, in my prime in 14 TPs in Bonple, in the tourney, I remember especially, I went in solo them all the time. It worked, but there is a limit to it. I only fought them when I knew where they are, how many there are, who's in what tank, what to target. Like, you really need information. Someone like Yakrbo, like, he wasn't like an amazing player, but he was great. Only, you know why? Because he knew so many things. He knew stats of all the tanks, he knew what tanks there are, he knew all the speeds, like, he knew everything. So information is extremely important. This is why I only let a few certain people play light tanks when I have a chance. Because if you don't know how to scout, you just don't take it. I don't trust you.
You heard that, guys?
Go on.
Light tanks are meta.
Light tanks will make you, bro. If you think of any good player right now in the community, there's a 9 out of 10 chance that's probably a light tank main. Or at least used to be.
Yeah. Uh, Another thing, right? Knowledge is really key. If you don't know all the callouts, if you don't know all the tags, you're cooked. But I think that was the last question for today. Do you have any questions to me as your host?
How do you plan on winning the tourney?
Oh, that's a tough one. Dig deep and win harder. That's it. That's all.
Yo, it's gonna be rough, man.
It's gonna be very rough. Uh, Maybe I'll try to get some new students. I'll go around other communities, stuff like that. Try to
So you
recruit
will
some
try to
people.
poach some people, huh?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Uh, I won't use that word. More like transfer them.
I'm not poaching them from any other school. I'm just poaching them from other communities. Think about it, right?
Mm, name one.
Project Sun Shadow, maybe Sun Shadow Online. Probably could get some people there too.
We're losing, bro.
Whatever, whatever.
If it works, it works. We
If
need any
anything,
face in Jatko right now.
if anything though, I wouldn't mind working with what we have right now. It might not seem like many people, but if we lock in and let them lock in and sharpen them really, really hard. That sounded bad. Sharpen them,
Okay.
then it could work.
Yeah,
It really could work,
it is doable.
especially
We
nowadays, right?
we
Because
really need to lock in.
there's some of the other schools, right? I'm not gonna name any names, of course, but some of them they're not that active either. So
Not to point fingers,
not to point fingers,
but we
but
know who you are.
I think we do have a chance. We really do.
We better not be last. That's all I'm telling you, bro.
We're not gonna be last. I hope.
No, you know. Don't hope.
Yeah, I know. But I think that's all for today's Yapkosota episode. A massive thank you to Shrack for coming on and telling me his stories of back when he was the commander of Jatkosota, even though I was around back then. If you, the viewer, want to get involved in the community or check out the schools we talked about today, check out the links in the description. And make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next Yapkosota episode. See you there. Bye bye.
Bye bye.